Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Duo English. I'm Emily.
And I'm Ben, and today we're talking about something that I think is going to completely change how you think about learning English.
Exactly. We're diving into how to use English every single day without actually sitting down to study. We call these our mini immersion tips.
Right.
And Ben, this is honestly one of my favorite topics because so many of our students come to us and they say, Emily, I'm just too busy to study English for hours every day.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? They're totally right. Life is busy. You've got work, family, friends, responsibilities. Who actually has time to sit with grammar books for 2 hours every day?
Exactly. But here's the thing. You don't need hours and hours of traditional study time. You just need to be a little creative with the time you already have.
That's it. Like I always tell my students, English doesn't have to be this completely separate thing you do. It can just become part of your normal day, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee.
I love that comparison. And actually, speaking of morning routines, that leads us perfectly into our first tip.
Perfect. So tip number 1, change your phone's language to English.
Yes, this is such a simple trick, but it's honestly incredible how powerful it can be. Think about it. How many times do you look at your phone every single day?
Way too many times. Probably like 100 times or more.
Right. So imagine every single time you check your messages, open an app, look at your settings, you're seeing English words. Settings, notifications, camera, photos, messages, all these super basic everyday words that you'll see over and over again.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing is, it's not scary vocabulary. It's stuff you use constantly, so you learn it naturally through context.
And if you get confused, you can always change it back for a minute to figure something out. But honestly, most people are shocked by how quickly they adapt. I had a student who tried this, and after just 1 week, she told me, Emily, I didn't realize I already knew so many of these words.
That's amazing, and it's so true. You probably know way more than you think you do. Okay, tip number 2 is all about your commute. Emily, want to share this one?
Absolutely. So if you take the bus, train, subway, or even if you're walking to work, instead of scrolling through social media or listening to music in your native language, try switching to English content for at least part of that time.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the key. Don't make it feel like homework. Choose something you genuinely enjoy. Maybe it's a podcast about cooking, or sports, or true crime stories.
Oh, true crime. That's so popular right now. And it's actually perfect for English learners because the stories are so engaging. You're not thinking about grammar rules, you're thinking about what happened next in the story.
Exactly. Or YouTube videos. Maybe you're into fitness, so you watch English workout videos or cooking tutorials. The point is, you're getting English input while doing something you'd be doing anyway.
And here's a bonus tip within the tip. If you're watching videos, turn on English subtitles. Not subtitles in your language, English subtitles.
Yes!
This way, you're hearing the words and seeing them at the same time. It's incredible for helping with spelling and pronunciation.
That's such a good point. And you know what? Even if you don't understand every single word, that's totally okay. You're training your ear to English sounds and rhythms.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about tip number 3. This one's really fun, but might sound a little unusual. Talk to yourself in English.
Oh, I love this tip. But Ben, some people might think this sounds a little weird, right?
Yeah, they might. But honestly, talking to yourself is something most people do anyway. We just usually do it in our native language.
True!
So here's what I mean. When you're getting ready in the morning, try narrating what you're doing in English. Like, okay, I'm brushing my teeth now. Oh, I need to remember to buy toothpaste later.
Or when you're cooking, this needs more salt. Where did I put the pepper? Oh no, I think I'm burning the onions. Super simple, everyday stuff.
Yes, and the beautiful thing about this is there's absolutely zero pressure. No one's listening, so you can make mistakes. You can pause, think, try again.
Exactly. It's like having your own private English practice session every single day. And you're building confidence because you're using English for real, practical things in your life.
Another version of this is thinking in English. Like, instead of making your shopping list in your native language, try to think in English. I need bread, milk, eggs, bananas, cheese.
It sounds super simple, but it actually works different muscles in your brain than just studying vocabulary from a textbook.
That's such a great point. Okay, tip number 4, and this one's really practical. Change some of your favorite apps to English versions.
Ooh, yes. So we already talked about changing your phone's language, but this is more specific. Like if you use a weather app, a fitness app, a cooking app, a banking app.
Right.
Try to find English versions or change the settings to English. This way, you're learning vocabulary that's actually relevant to your interests and daily life.
And it's vocabulary you'll actually use. Like, if you're checking the weather, you'll learn words like cloudy, sunny, rainy, thunderstorm, humidity. If you're using a fitness app, you'll pick up calories, steps, workout, heart rate, distance.
Exactly. And because you're using these apps regularly, you'll see these words over and over again. Repetition is absolutely key for vocabulary learning.
Totally. Now, here's tip number 5, and this one's about reading. But Ben, I think we should explain that this isn't about reading difficult novels or academic papers.
Oh, no, definitely not. We're talking about reading things you already read anyway, like news headlines, social media posts, product reviews, even labels when you're shopping.
Right. So instead of reading the news in your native language, try reading it in English. Start with just headlines if that feels easier.
And you know what's amazing? You often already know what's happening in the world. So when you read about it in English, you have context to help you understand.
That's such a good point. Context is everything in language learning. Another idea is to follow English social media accounts about topics you love. Sports, food, movies, travel, music, whatever you're passionate about.
Yes, and the posts are usually short and visual, so it's not overwhelming at all. Plus, you'll learn current, natural English, not the formal, old-fashioned language you might find in some textbooks.
Absolutely. Okay, tip number 6 is about making English part of your entertainment time. But then, what's the key thing people need to remember here?
The key is, don't try to replace everything at once. This is about replacing some of your entertainment with English entertainment. Maybe just one show or one movie per week, or part of your music playlist.
Right, exactly.
Maybe instead of watching 3 episodes of a show in your language, you watch 2 in your language and 1 in English. Or instead of listening to only music in your native language during your workout, you try some English songs.
And here's a tip within the tip. Start with shows or movies that are familiar to you. Like if there's an American or British version of a show format you already know and love, try watching that.
That's brilliant, because you already understand the format, the style of humor, maybe even some of the storylines. It makes everything so much easier to follow.
Exactly. Or watch English versions of movies you've already seen in your native language. You know what happens, so you can really focus on listening to the language.
And please, don't feel bad about using subtitles. English subtitles, like we mentioned before, it's still fantastic practice.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about tip number 7. This one's about your daily routines, and I think it's really clever.
Oh, this is the habit stacking tip. I love this one.
Exactly. So the idea is to attach a small English activity to something you already do every single day. Like maybe every time you have your morning coffee, you spend 5 minutes reading English news headlines on your phone.
Or every time you're waiting for the bus or train, you practice thinking of English words for things you can see. Or whenever you're cooking dinner, you listen to an English podcast or music.
The key is making it automatic. You don't have to remember to study English. It just becomes part of what you're already doing every day.
And it has to be realistic. Don't try to attach English to everything at once. Pick one habit, stick with it for a week or two until it feels natural, and then maybe add another one.
That's so important. Small, consistent actions are way more powerful than big, ambitious plans that you can't actually stick to long term.
Exactly. Now, tip number 8 is about using English when you're out and about in the world.
Right. So this is about looking for English in your environment. Even if you don't live in an English-speaking country, there's probably way more English around you than you realize.
Yes, like signs in shops, menus at restaurants, advertisements on buses or subways, product labels at the grocery store, street signs, billboards. Start actually paying attention to the English you see around you.
And if you see a word you don't know, just notice it. You don't have to stop everything and look it up right away, but you're training your brain to actively notice English in your environment.
And when you're shopping, try reading product descriptions in English if they're available. Or in restaurants, see if you can understand the English parts of the menu before looking at your language.
This is fantastic practice because it's real-world English, not textbook English, but the English that people actually use in daily life situations.
Totally. Now, here's tip number 9, and this one might sound different from the others, but it's about being patient and kind to yourself.
Oh, this is so important. Ben, tell them what you mean by this.
So, when you're doing these mini immersion activities, you're not going to understand every single word, and that's completely, totally okay. The goal isn't perfect understanding. The goal is exposure and getting comfortable with English.
Right. Even if you only understand 50% or 60% of what you hear or read, that's still incredible progress. Your brain is getting used to English sounds, patterns, word order, rhythms.
And over time, that 50% becomes 60%, then 70%, and so on. It's all about consistent exposure over weeks and months, not perfect understanding from day one.
I tell my students this all the time. Don't get frustrated if you miss words or phrases. Just keep going. Your brain is working and learning even when you don't consciously realize it.
Exactly. And here's our final tip. Tip number 10. Celebrate your wins, even the tiny ones.
Yes. So maybe you understood a joke in an English video for the first time, or you figured out what a sign meant without looking it up, or you successfully ordered something using your English phone interface.
These might seem like small things, but they're actually huge. They're proof that all this mini immersion is really working for you.
And celebrating these wins keeps you motivated. It reminds you that you're making real progress, even when it doesn't feel like traditional studying.
Exactly. So, Emily, let's wrap this up. What's the most important thing people should remember about these mini immersion tips?
I think the biggest thing is start small and be really patient with yourself. You don't have to do all 10 tips at once. Pick one that feels easy and doable for your lifestyle right now.
Absolutely. And remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is just getting more English into your day in a natural, stress-free way that actually fits your life.
Right. Think of it like you're not adding more work to your already busy life. You're just making your existing life a little more Englishy.
I love that. Making your life more Englishy. That's perfect.
And you know what? After a few weeks of doing this consistently, it won't even feel like learning anymore. It'll just feel like living, but living with more English around you.
That's the dream right there. So try one tip this week. See how it feels. And remember, learning English should fit into your life, not completely take over your entire life.
Perfect. And if you try any of these tips, we would absolutely love to hear about your experience. You can find us on social media or send us an email. We actually read every single message we get.
Thanks so much for listening to Daily Duo English, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Happy learning, or should I say, happy living in English.